couldn't be prouder of Monty Bowser, and we talked about that in the locker room. Jalen Cohn battled through adversity. You know, they did it. One of their whole schemes was to try to stop him and limit his shots, and he came back in the second half determined on a mission. He made some huge plays for us. Fardaws Amac, I can't say enough about Fardaws. The leadership, the expertise, the ability to get rebounds in key situations, knocking down free throws in the clutch, which is something he's been doing his entire career. And so I'm just really, really proud of our players. Devin Askew had a key bucket where he drove the lane and kind of spun it underneath the basket. And of course, Jalen Celestin, just I think it was a career high for him tonight. But it's a reflection of his work ethic and his persistence in fighting through kind of a freak injury. And he was fantastic.
Questions for Coach? Start with Jeff.
Mark, how do you think you guys played tonight?
I think, number one, I would say you have to give a lot of credit to St. Thomas. St. Thomas is going to beat a lot of people this year because they can put 5 guys on the court that are all extremely proficient three-point shooters. They definitely got loose for open threes in the first half and even in the second half. We made 2 or 3 different adjustments, and they still found a way to get open threes. By the time we made our 4th adjustment, our guys were more locked in, the communication was better, and we did a much better job of limiting the open threes.
Mark, 10, 15, 20 years from now, when you're entering middle age, what do you think you'll remember most about this night?
Honestly, I think I'll remember Monty Bowser. I mean, so many guys played great, but Monty is just a guy who, he's always going to work. He's always going to be positive. You know, he indicated to me that he will accept any role on this team, whether it's playing heavy minutes, whether it's being a guy that pushes guys in practice. But I think I'll remember Monty Bowser.
Jalen came alive when he had the ball in his hands towards the end versus playing off ball earlier on. Was that a conscious moment there, or do you think he was maybe a little more free with the ball in his hands?
Yeah, we definitely put the ball in his hands, and he kind of took the reins of the game himself with his leadership, and he made some huge plays. Jalen Cohn is someone, you know, I've told him and I've told the team, I will live with, you know, 1 or 2, maybe even 3 bad shots from Jalen Cohn because he makes them. And his spark, kind of midway late in that second half, was just something that we absolutely needed to win this game. He's one of our team captains, along with Dawson, Devin Askew, and his leadership showed up.
Can you give us an update on what's going on with Keontae Kennedy, who didn't play, and also you lost Newell after the first half?
Yeah. Keontae Kennedy has a minor upper extremity injury, and we expect him back shortly. He's been doing all the rehab, and he'll be back very shortly. This is not a long-term injury for Keontae Kennedy. I don't have an exact timetable, but it's not going to be long. Okay. In terms of Grant Newell, I think he's still being looked at by some of our medical people. I'll have, you know, more of an update, more of a clear picture here in the next day or 2.
Is there any update on Tyson?
Yeah, the update on Tyson is the NCAA denied his waiver request almost 2 weeks ago, and Cal immediately, myself, administration, Jalen's family, we immediately filed the appeal. And the appeal is being evaluated, and we hope for good news very soon.
Yeah, did you get a sense at all how long that will take?
My sense is that we will have an answer by the end of this week. I can't predict anything, but my sense is we'll have an answer by the end of this week, by Friday at the latest.
Coach, how does it feel to get the pressure of that first one off your guys' chest?
I was just really proud of our players. You know, when it's all said and done, you can install the schemes you want, you can rep through all the fundamental work you want, but players have to go out there and make plays. This is a player-led team, and our players showed out, and they played with great poise and great leadership, especially down the stretch.
Taking a look at your roster, do you feel like what Jalen did today, Celestine putting the team on his back with his 21 points, is kind of emblematic of what could happen on any given night with a lot of different scorers on this roster?
Yeah, no question. We have first of all, I can't say enough about Jalen Celestine. I mean, when we first got here, Jalen wasn't quite at the point where he was getting shots up, he was doing a lot of things, but he was still kind of getting over that last hump of the injury. And you guys can see it's a full and complete recovery because of his hard work, because of great medical care, but because of Jalen Celestine's diligence. So I'm just incredibly proud of him. He's someone who is a great teammate. You know, we have some younger guys on the team. We have some freshmen, we have some walk-ons, and Jalen Celestine is like that big brother figure that just takes guys under his wing. So everyone was so happy for him.
Mark, you talked about making hospitality destination point for basketball fans. There weren't a lot of people in the stands, but the people who were here seemed pretty enthusiastic. How would you rate the crowd and the atmosphere tonight?
I would say the atmosphere tonight was unbelievable. I mean, there were a lot of fans up there. I don't have the exact count, but there were a lot of fans. They were passionate. They were loud. Haas Pavilion is going to be filling up. It's going to be filling up. So I'm really excited about the fan support.
Coach, what do you think about the defense tonight, and specifically Fardas, who you're reuniting with, and just the kind of versatility he allows you schematically?
I probably should have allowed Fardas to switch onto their point guard sooner in the game. I mean, he can do it. The NBA scouts know that he can do it, and sometimes because he's such a great rebounder, that's the cost benefit. Sometimes you want Das closer to the rim because he just gobbles up rebounds, just like a machine. And so, but I probably should have gone to allowing him to switch on point guards a little bit sooner because he's very good at it.
Coach, you mentioned the freshman Vladimir being one of them. How did you feel about his production tonight?
Energy. He gave us a spark. He drove down the lane, made a bucket. He was getting deflections. Vladimir's a guy who you can't measure the size of someone's heart. Vlad has a huge heart, and he made a lot of he met a lot of people, his family, and his friends back home. Extremely proud tonight by the way he played.
Last one or two here. Don?
First half, you were a lot of zone defense. The second half, you switched, I think, almost primarily to man-to-man. Was that something specific about the zone that you really wanted to move on from, to maybe, like you said, switch up to Oz at the top?
Yeah, I mean, we run a few different zones, and we ran a few different zones in the first half. We probably ran only one zone in the second half, in certain special situations. But St. Thomas did such a good job of swinging that ball around that we switched to the switching 1 through 5, and that was effective for us.
Coach, thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for coming out. I really appreciate it.